Kids in the kitchen, let's make it fun for everyone. And what could be more fun than making pizza and pumpkins? Let's get started. Okay, let's start our bread dough. This is the easiest bread dough you'll ever make. So here it's 2 cups of hot water, and this is not boiling water, it is just really warm like a bathtub. 2 tablespoons of yeast, and I just leave the spoon in there so I don't have to find another one. And 2 tablespoons of sugar. You're going to drop that in. The sugar feeds the yeast. The yeast is actually going to grow, and that's what makes our breads rise. That's going to make it super. So you're going to mix that up, and this is great. Kids can measure this out. Being in the kitchen should be fun for everyone, not just mom or not just the kids. Now we're going to let this rise. This is called proofing. You're proving that the yeast is still alive, and it's going to grow and get bigger. So we're going to put that aside, and we're going to get started on the next part. While our yeast is proofing, and you can already see it's starting to get bigger. Yay! All right, over here, we're going to put in our flour. Now, I always fluff the flour and measure. 1, 2. This batch is gonna make 4 medium-sized pizzas or a whole lot of pumpkin. You need 2 teaspoons. So measure 2 of those, and then you need some oil. So we're gonna put in our olive oil, or any kind of oil, it doesn't matter. You need 2 tablespoons, and that's about 2 glugs. So 1, 2, glug, glug. Okay, our yeast has risen. Look how beautiful that is. Kind of hard to see from this angle, but this is ready to put in our bread dough. Now, here's a hint. We're gonna make this dough orange because we're gonna make pumpkins out of it. So I don't use food coloring very often, but every once in a while we do, and this is one of my occasions. So you're gonna sprinkle a lot of yellow and a couple drops, 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of red, and that's gonna make a beautiful orange. This is the hint. Put your food coloring in your yeast. Otherwise, if you put it in just the flour, it's hard to mix it in. But if you mix it in right here, and this is really, really orange, and that's good because you're adding it to 5 cups of white. All right, so we're gonna pour that in, scrape out all the bubbles and all the yeast out of there. All right, and then we're just gonna start to stir. And I just have a regular spoon. And this is one recipe where you're getting your fingers dirty. And I love it. Now, this recipe is easy because you have all the basic ingredients in there. But if it's too dry, you're gonna add water. And if it's too wet, you're gonna add flour. All right, so I scrape off my spoon. There's a little bit of color left. I'm gonna scrape this off, and if you don't like sticky fingers, then have somebody else do it. All right, and then it's kind of shaggy right now. It's not really looking like dough. This is where your hands come in. Now, if I'm making this with kids or teenagers, oh my goodness, we've made this with lots of teenage groups when our kids were teenagers. Oh, we loved having kids over to make pizza or dough or pumpkins just like these. Now, have your flour nearby. This is together, but look, it's still sticky. So we're gonna flour our counter and we're going to rub it and knead it. All right, get all the stickies off your fingers. And we can just roll those right in. Now, take the top, pull it down, squish, turn. And that will help incorporate all of that dough. So as a parent, I always kind of get it to this stage, and then I'll cut it up and hand it out to the kids. Sometimes if you give it to them when it's really that shaggy, they just gunk up their hands. So when I'm at the table, I just have lots of flour. I'll pull out a cup and just leave it on the table. That way everyone can dip their fingers in before they start. Hey, our dough looks just fabulous. And it didn't hardly take any time at all for it to get to this beautiful stage. So right now, because we're going to be doing some different projects with this, I'm going to cut it. This is just a metal, they're called metal scrapers, metal cutters. You can buy them at the Dollar Tree. I love mine. I love giving these away because you can scrape up your counter when we're all finished. So it's a great way to cut. Now I've got 4 balls. So I'm just going to put these back in the bento bowl that we started from. Now with bread dough, usually you make it and have to let it rise, punch it down, and let it rise again. This dough has so much yeast in it that you don't have to do that. You can make it and then we can bake it right away. It doesn't have to rise. But while we're working on this ball, we're going to put these over here so they can continue rising. Okay, so here we go. We're going to sprinkle just a little bit of that down. If your hands aren't full of flour, get them full of flour. Now, this is fun. I've got a regular rolling pin, and I have just some cute little ones that I've found. This one is actually a toy, but I've washed it all up, and I give these to little tiny kids, and they can roll. And this is kind of a bigger one. Get some tools for your kids. They'll love them. We're going to make little pumpkins. And I'm going to take my cutter and I'm just going to cut off. These are just like little balls. And I just turn this dough till I have all these about this size. That guy might be too big. We'll make him in half. So you're going to take these and of course have some flour down, and I'm just going to roll these out. Now kids can roll. This is another fun activity where kids can help, or if they just want to fill them up, you just roll them out. Okay, so here we've got another one. This one we're going to add some mozzarella cheese. And I'm going to put in one of these. These are thick sliced, but it doesn't matter. Now, we want this to be in a ball shape. So I'm just going to pull one side up, and I'm just going to kind of fold it in as we go around. And then this last piece, I'm just going to pick up, and you're going to squeeze that, turn it over, and you just really want a nice little ball. All right, so we're going to make a whole bunch of these and put different toppings. So this is when I pull out for all the kids. I've got cheddar cheese. I have mozzarella. I have pepperoni. I have olives. I have ham. I have turkey. And I also have leftover taco meat from the other night. I have macaroni and cheese. I have some fried rice. I just pull my leftovers out and you hide them in these cute little pumpkins. And then nobody knows what they're going to get. It's a surprise. It's awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll out our pumpkins. You're gonna take this and it's like you're wrapping a present. And you just try to be equal all the way around. And like this. Okay, I have finished rolling all my little baby pumpkins. Okay, on to our next one. Look how big our dough has gotten. It has almost raised twice. So cut this like in half, depending on how big you want their personal pizzas to be. So again, I just throw down a little bit of that, and I've got all my toppings ready, and I'm just gonna roll this out. Again, you should flour your rolling pin. It's really have such a great time. So you teach them to very carefully put on a little sauce, and so they can decorate their pumpkin. Here are some of our cute little personal size pan pizza pumpkins. Kids get to eat their own. They love that idea of ownership. That's my pumpkin. I ended up making 3 personal pizzas and 25 of these cute little filled pumpkins. Fresh out of the oven, and look how cute they are. I added those little candy eyeballs just to make those extra cute. Now, as you can see, some of our pumpkins leak. There's little cheese blobs. That happens. So no worries, just eat the cheese and no one's gonna know. The pumpkins turned out super cute, and I just wanted to show you how to undo these. So these have cooled down, and they're much easier to take apart if they've cooled, and they hold their shape so much better. I kind of get stuck in that bread. All right, look how cute that is. I make a lot of cute food. Okay, and to finish it off, I just take a chopstick, poke a hole, and this is just a piece of spinach. You can use basil. Oops. And we're just gonna stick that right in there. And that makes it like a cute little leaf. But I hope you'll try these. They're just so fun and so easy. Especially, this is a great thing to do around Halloween time, or even in November. It's just a great thing to do with your kids or grandkids. Have a good one. See you next time.